What's up, guys, and welcome back to More Owl Fishing. This is going to be video number 2 preparation of our 4-part series breaking down the entire tournament process from beginning to end. So if you haven't watched video 1, please go give that a like. Come back to this one. Now, with this one, it's going to be all about going over the boat and the vehicle and your tackle. So we're going to be breaking everything down, what you need to be looking for, what you need to check, must-haves, so on and so forth. So this is going to be kind of a, hopefully not a heavy monologue video, but bear with me here. We're doing the best we can, and there's a lot to talk about. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Now, what I'm doing here is I am checking the trailer, and I'm checking every bolt, nut. I'm also checking the hull, the axle. I'm checking everything down there that's going to be able to transport my boat to the body of water. I feel like the trailer is the most overlooked piece of equipment that you use every day and rely on heavily, and it's just one of those things that you think, put the boat on it, ignore it, and keep going. So definitely, I would recommend always checking your boat, especially if you're going anywhere over about a 2-hour ride. And even then, that's pushing it. For me, it's when I'm traveling anywhere across the state lines that I want to check my trailer. I'm going to look at the hull for cracks. I'm going to check the bunk boards and every bolt that I can get my hands on, including the transom and anything down there to really make sure everything's connected. I'm also checking my transducers, and any wires hanging on the trailer itself. I'm even checking the front of the boat, the hitch, the jack, all of the wires, the plugs, and checking it all over and over again to make sure that everything's solid for a good long haul. Now, next up is checking your outboard. Now, what I'm going to be doing here is checking any connections inside the outboard for loose connections, frayed wires, checking the oil, and making sure that it looks good. I'm even checking the filter on the other side. Now, I checked the filter earlier, and that's a pain in the butt, so I don't want to do it again on video. But basically, you're going to deep dive into your motor, just not taking a whole lot apart, just checking for frayed wires and making sure nothing's rattling or loose that shouldn't be. Now, mechanically speaking, my boat is good to roll. So, I started it yesterday. I know it's going to run. So, now I'm going to go into some tips and tricks on some things that maybe might help you when traveling a lot of distances, especially if you're just getting into this. The first one, steering locks. These help keep your outboard motor straight when driving down the highway, which is really important, especially if you're going to be traveling long distances and you don't want your motor sitting on one side of it, one side or the other. So these simply just, if I can get it to pop off here, it's kicking my butt. You simply just pop on and off. I just used some grade B picks, cut out the middle a little bit, and they can just pop on and off after I measured them. And it does not allow your outboard to turn, period. It locks it in place. So you can pick these up commercially, or there's a lot of places you can go and pick these things up. So don't think you have to DIY this. You can buy your own, or you can do what I did and make my own. Me, I was traveling when I noticed it. I got tired of looking at it. So I just decided, hey, I got some grade B pegs. I got a few knives. I got some 550 cord. Let's make it happen. And so that's what I did. The next tip that you really need to pay attention to is having some way of locking up the compartments on your boat. You may have insurance that protects from theft and everything else, but insurance companies don't want to pay you out, especially if you're negligent. So make sure you have something to lock up your boats. And honestly, it just sucks if you're going down for a tournament and someone decides that they want your stuff more than you do, so they decide to take it. So find a way to lock up your boat, keep it locked up, keep it safe. That's going to really relieve a lot of stress. Now, this video has been very monologue heavy, so I'm just going to rapid fire the rest of them, mainly because most of these don't need a whole lot of explaining, and they just make sense to do if you've ever been fishing. If you need more explaining on these, feel free to let me know. I'll feel free to break them down for you guys. So the first one is bring cold weather gear, bring wet weather gear. You need all of that stuff because you don't know how the weather's going to react. It could just magically change. Fishing line, retie the rods you know you're going to be using most of the time, or you feel like you are going to be using most of the time. If you see frayed line, fix it, retie. Your baits, bring plenty of extra baits that you're really comfortable with, and baits that are going to be your fallback on, or baits that you know you're going to use. Make sure you bring food, water, all of this simple stuff so you can eat while on the boat. There's nothing worse than to be out there fishing and not be able to focus because you're so hungry. Bring pliers, scale, tournament board, all of that stuff. Bring that with you. It'll make you super successful at the end of the day, or at least you'll feel that way. So go through your boat and make it where during practice day you're not stressed about little things. So I hope this video really helped out, remind some people about some things that maybe we tend to forget sometimes. Speaking of forgetting stuff, I forgot something myself. Check your batteries. That's how easy it is to forget stuff, guys. So check your batteries. Make sure the terminals are good, the connections are solid, you don't have any loose wires in your rear compartment. Check all of that stuff over maybe twice. I check it every time I go out on the water. Just right before I hop on the water, I check to see how my batteries are looking. So it's easy for me to forget that. But check your batteries. Let's get back to it. But with that being said, the next one's going to be practice. It's going to be on the water. It's going to be our first experience on the lake, and we're going to see if we can't figure them out. So I hope you guys will join me for that one. We'll see you guys then. I'm going to go help the wife pack, and yeah, thanks for sticking around.